कैद खाने की फसीलों से डराने वाले भूल जाते हैं कि अगर जिंदगी तल्ख लगे, जहर लगे, जेल के बाहर इतनी सांस दुर्भर हो कि दम घुटने लगे, इतनी दुर्भर हो कि हर हद से गुजर जाने को हो दिल बेताब। जहन सोचे कि इन्हीं जेल की दीवारों के बीच परचमे हिंद लिए एक भगत सिंह उठकर फैल जाता है गली कूचों में, ग्रामशी उठता है और सारी हदें तोड़ के गरमाता है जहनों को कई नस्लों के। जूलियस उठता है हिटलर के नेहा खानों से और अफ्रीका के जेलों में कहीं एक स्टीव जन्म लेता है। यहीं मंडेला के पैरों से कहीं बेड़ियां टूट के गिरने की सदा आती है। जेल में खौफ की फसलों को उगाने वाले भूल जाते हैं, वहीं हिम्मत व अज़्म की फसलें भी उगा करती हैं। उम्मीद हमारी मजबूरी है। उम्मीद इस काले वक्त में वो ढीठ न्यूसेंस चीज़ है जो हमें थकने नहीं देती। And I hope that there will be a day when the judicial system of this country will be held accountable for the institutional murder of an 84-year-old Parkinson's victim. I know that we are in a time of hope because in the last few weeks the emperor's nakedness is now so nanga that it cannot be hidden in any way. And finally the emperor has found a generation of students who are more battamiz than he is and who have less lihaz than he does and who have no care for sharafat just like he does not have. And finally somebody is answering him in his own language and is showing him his own truth in the form of memes and cartoons that are so audacious that you cannot but laugh at them even when we feel a little cringe ourselves. Though I must say कि मुझे कभी ऐसा कोई अवार्ड ना मिल पाया जो मैं वापसी कर पाऊँ जिसकी, और ये मेरा बड़ा रिग्रेट रहा। मुझे भी बड़ा मन था कि एक आध नेशनल अवार्ड मिल जाए। गुरदीप सर, आपने तो अपने रहते हमें तवज्जो नहीं दी, अब मेरी जवानी ढल चुकी है, अब मुझे अवार्ड वापसी का मौका भी नहीं मिल रहा है क्योंकि किसी को नहीं चाहिए मेरे स्क्रीन अवार्ड और जी सिने अवार्ड वापसी। Anyway, I am not here as an actor, an activist or even a Twitter pest, which I feel is my most true identity. I am here today as a student and a citizen who has had the good fortune of being educated not only in the classroom, also in the classroom, but not only in the classroom by not just Gohar sir, but so many of you today. And so when Gohar Saab suggested that I might be here, I thought that I must take this opportunity to mark not just your milestone birthday, but your and all of your contribution, the contribution of almost every single one of you in this room in keeping us alive, keeping our conscience, our mind and our soul alive in the most fundamental sense of the word for these past 15 years. I know that we are in a time of hope because in the last few weeks the emperor's nakedness is now so nanga that it cannot be hidden in any way. And finally the emperor has found a generation of students who are more battamiz than he is and who have less lihaz than he does and who have no care for sharafat just like he does not have. And finally somebody is answering him in his own language and is showing him his own truth in the form of memes and cartoons that are so audacious that you cannot but laugh at them even when we feel a little cringe ourselves. So finally someone is getting a taste of his own medicine. But I want to say that the parasites that are crawling all over the powers that be in these days were not born in a vacuum. They all owe, like we do, like my generation does, we all owe a huge debt of gratitude to all of you, to every single person in this room, because I can recognize so many of you. Some of you all have been my seniors in college. I have learned from every single one of you a very fundamental lesson, and that lesson is that power does not deserve our trust. That power does not deserve our Shraddha. It does not deserve our Andhvishwas, certainly. The only thing that power deserves is questions. And all of you have asked those questions relentlessly, even when it was not these people in power, when it was the opposition in power or other governments in power. I was reading this book and I was struck by the dates of these poems, because some of them go back to 1977, 75, emergency, that thing that I think she shouldn't have even named it, because then she would have gotten away with it like our current people have for the last 10, 12 years. So I am here to say thank you. Thank you, because your struggles, your efforts, your labor, your everyday lectures in the classrooms that we would be trying to bunk actually enabled us to be alive even in this past decade. No movement and no moment in history stands on its own feet alone, however witty, however fun, however audacious it is. And today, this moment of hope belongs to every single one of you who has relentlessly spoken out for the last 12, 13, 14, 15 years, when so much of this country was blinded by the advertising and savvy marketing and nonsense nomenclatures that this government is best known for. Well, Ashok sir read one poem that I was going to read, so I am not going to repeat and make the mistake of following him up in any way. But I want to say that the cost of this time of speaking up when it was not safe to speak up, of speaking up when it was not cool to speak up, of speaking up when there were no memes to go viral, has been very great. And most of you know what that cost is in a personal sense. And some of you have borne that cost. I mean, Safdar Hashmi Saab's family is here. Some of you have borne that cost in decades gone by. And so I'd like to mark what that cost is and what that cost continues to be with a very powerful poem, which is the first poem in this collection, called Kaid Khane. And I think we should dedicate this poem, though it ends in hope, but we must dedicate it to the memory of Father Stan Swamy, because that is what the cost has been of speaking out in these past 10 years. And I hope that there will be a day when the judicial system of this country will be held accountable for the institutional murder of an 84-year-old Parkinson's victim, because they didn't have the basic decency of doing their job. The cost is a teacher like so many of you, Professor Sai Baba, who didn't survive for 1 year after he came out on bail. That is what the cost of speaking out when it was not cool is. Kaid Khane. कैद खाने की फसीलों से डराने वाले भूल जाते हैं कि अगर जिंदगी तल्ख लगे, जहर लगे, जेल के बाहर इतनी सांस दुर्भर हो कि दम घुटने लगे, इतनी दुर्भर हो कि हर हद से गुजर जाने को हो दिल बेताब। जहन सोचे कि इन्हीं जेल की दीवारों के बीच परचमे हिंद लिए एक भगत सिंह उठकर फैल जाता है गली कूचों में, ग्रामशी उठता है और सारी हदें तोड़ के गरमाता है जहनों को कई नस्लों के। जूलियस उठता है हिटलर के निहा खानों से और अफ्रीका के जेलों में कहीं एक स्टीव जन्म लेता है। यहीं मंडेला के पैरों से कहीं बेड़ियां टूट के गिरने की सदा आती है। जेल में खौफ की फसलों को उगाने वाले भूल जाते हैं, वहीं हिम्मत और अज़्म की फसलें भी उगा करती हैं। I just want to say, and I want to end by saying this, because really we all know the context in which we speak better than anybody else. I think that the greatest lesson of the last 10 years has been that hope is not an option. उम्मीद हमारी मजबूरी है। उम्मीद इन इस काले वक्त में वो ढीठ न्यूसेंस चीज़ है जो हमें थकने नहीं देती. And I think that all of you have kept that hope alive in people like me and the generations that have come after us. I want to take us back to 2016 when this particular government, this Modi-led government, was still relatively fresh and people were still believing in Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and all those other slogans. And there was a protest in JNU, and many things happened that year. There was a protest in JNU on the fee hike. There was the suicide or institutional murder, call it as frankly as we should, of Rohit Vemula. There was the disappearance of Najib. There was the event to mark the Afzal Guru's hanging, and that led to that whole hysterical sort of witch hunt of students and educators. And I remember feeling really bewildered and shocked because it was the first time that JNU became a gali and then continued to be a gali for many years after that. And I remember being in Delhi for one of the protest marches that happened in support of the students of JNU who were arrested, and so many of you and so many of my teachers were there, and it made me feel that yes, this time we will bear. We will be able to go through this time, and the things that we know or believe in or fight for are not, they're not all lies. They're not, it's not madness. It's not that, froth that Arnab Goswami spews every evening on prime time. And of course the years went by and times somehow managed to get worse and worse, and yet every few years there was a movement. And every few years I saw so many of you and Gohar Saab and read your writings, and अपूर्वानंद सर के तो बाल सफ़ेद से सफ़ेद अलग अलग शेड ऑफ सफ़ेद हो गए लिखते लिखते इस दौर में. And every time I read those pieces or all your pieces or heard some of your interviews, I felt no, India is in darkness, but we are still holding on to that which we love, and we will fight for that which we love. Now, many more movements later, we are in a time when hope seems possible again, and maybe Gurdeep sir will again be in a position to give me a national award someday, and I will not stop reminding him about it. But I do believe that we will continue to carry the lessons, and I will teach it to my daughter who is 3 years old, that even when other forces are in power, we will continue to practice the things you have taught us in your classrooms, in your struggles, in your lives, and in your journeys. And that is that for a society to be alive and for our humanity to be alive, it is our duty, and it is our majboori, and it is our dharma that we must treat power with some sense of condescension, some of that JNU arrogance, some of that intellectual dimagi naksalpan that the Sultan has referred to in his latest Badbadana. And we will continue to give power the only thing it deserves, and that is to ask questions of it. And that is my promise to this room as not an artist, first as a student of yours and as a citizen and as a new parent. And I thank you for these precious lessons. Sir, आप ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा और फैक्ट से ज़्यादा जेनरस और उदार हैं. सबसे पहले तो गौर सर, हैप्पी बर्थडे. I consider myself still young enough, at least on Wikipedia, where I feel that birthdays must be celebrated and every opportunity must be taken to the fullest. And I was telling Gohar sir, मजाक में, I won't do it, कि जनवादी गीत गाने से पहले हम आज यहाँ happy birthday गाएंगे. But I am not here today as an award winning or award nominated actor